Scott Miller with us for NASCAR. And Scott, obviously, these are difficult situations with the weather and the rain, the lightning in the area. The accident happens in turns 1 and 2. We just heard Kyle Busch mention the lap previously, there was no rain in that area. And then when they came in, it was a downpour. So in this situation, do you think NASCAR could have done anything different than what you did?
Well, I really don't. We were on top of the weather, monitoring it with all of our turn spotters, in touch with the spotters up top, the pace car, and we had all the information that we thought. We'd been dodging a little bit of weather, obviously, for a little while. Nothing had hit, and all of a sudden there was that shower that I guess the pace car was sitting down there on the inside. It was still dry when they wrecked, and if you watch the in car, you could see that some rain definitely started right before they wrecked. But we really couldn't do anything about that, and it was it's not something that you can predict when it's going to start raining. So just a super bad situation for everybody.
Yeah, and that process is basically, you have the pace car. You also have corner workers. That's basically it. Those are the spotters around the track to let you know the conditions. That's all you have to go. I mean, the place is gigantic. It's 2.5 miles
right
around. I want to talk about another process, right? So there's this big wreck, and now we're sitting under the red. We don't know if this is going to end the race or not. The process of the running order. From my understanding, if you're in the wreck at any manner, you basically are then in the accident. If anyone works their way through the wreck, like as I see, there's so many cars, so many accidents. The 3 is determined to get through clean without an issue. But because the race is still continuing, use loops, not cameras at this point. We get the 3 down here looking good, and then the 4 kind of drives off into the wreck. So the 3 looks like the one that gets clearly through it in my mind. But how does that explain to me how you set the running order in chaos like this?
So the first thing we reference is the loop, the scoring loop on the racetrack. That was the last one that they passed before the caution came out.
And that's electronic, right? When you hit the button for the yellow.
That is, yeah. And so everybody will have passed that loop, and that's the first thing we look at for an order. But then beyond that, you have to maintain speed. So everybody that was wrecking and all of that got in the wreck, kind of gets placed in the order how they kind of came out and sort of maintained speed. So the 3 made it through there clean, and that's who's leading right now. And honestly, they're still over there sorting out the rest of the field, but that's how we came up with the 3.
Yeah, and thankfully in this situation, I think it's very clear to me that 3 of Austin Dillon went through unscathed, and Truex just told us, he goes, I just stopped. Everybody was wrecking, so I just stopped. Yeah. So, and now you see the cars pulling off out of the accident. So, fortunately, I think the race winner and the guy that we're looking at in points, to your point, kind of both got through clean.
And Scott, the question now is, with 20 laps left in this race, and as you mentioned, you can't predict the weather, how long do you wait? What is it that you do as far as to determine if this race gets called?
Well, I think it's our responsibility to, make sure that we give a fair chance to get back to green flag racing. A lot on the line here, and we're gonna watch the radar, watch the lightning, and put in our best effort to get back going under green.
I feel bad for you. It's been quite the week. We have Kurt Busch removing his waiver, come to one of the craziest races of the year. Weather in the area, it's been busy over in the NASCAR section.
It's been busy. It's always busy over there.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. When we come here, talk about if we do restart this race, right? Like at that point, as long as we don't have a lightning delay, I mean, the goal is to try to finish the race. Cars that are on pit road, how does the DVP and all this work? That's all electronic, right? If people can fit, we saw the 12 earlier get off the DVP, the damaged vehicle policy. That's how he could continue. But now with 21 to go, these cars that are out of the race, they just continue to lose laps. Other guys can move around. That's how the whole scoring process works.
Yeah, that's right. And the ones sitting on pit road with damage will have to leave pit road if they're able, and then come back to pit road, and then the DVP clock will start, and their 6-minute cycle of trying to repair their car will start then.
A lot of details, Rick. It's crazy with the stuff we discuss, and then it can fall somewhere between these crazy gray areas that we never could think of when it comes to some of these rules.
Yeah, and Scott, we appreciate you spending time coming over here and explaining all this to us. The weather behind us, as you can see just over our shoulder, it continues to get worse. And so you've got people that are watching the radar, the lightning strikes, And you mentioned, you want to do, because there's so many things in play right now, you want to do what's best for the entire competition, but it is official once you get past halfway point of this race. So you do have an official race in front of you. It's just how long you want to wait to see if there's a possibility of getting the last 20 laps in.
Absolutely, and we're going to make our best effort to try to get back to green flag racing.